In this video, I'm giving you 4 suggestions on how to improve your badminton singles game by positioning yourself better on court. Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Jason Cerulo and I'm hopefully by now your favorite amateur badminton player. You might sometimes think that the court is super big and it is difficult to reach a shuttle, and yes, having good footwork and being fast helps, but there is a third aspect, which is how and when you position yourself after a shot. Imagine you hit a shot from the backcourt and now you just wait. If your opponent hits it back to the backcourt, nice, because you're already there behind the shuttle and you can hit a jump smash or so. But if your opponent hits it to the front court, you are most probably screwed even if you're super fast. I think there are some guidelines which you can follow to cover the court better. Disclaimer, those guidelines are usually about focusing on some parts of the court more than others. We try to anticipate the shots of our opponent rather than just waiting and reacting to them. That can give us an advantage, but it is not guaranteed. But still a good idea. So, let's go! What a lot of amateur badminton players are doing is that they try to position themselves towards the center of the court, which is a good idea in a lot of cases, but not always the best in my opinion. In general, it is super important that you're ready before your opponent hits the shuttle. Sometimes you simply don't have enough time to go to the center. If you focus so much on getting there, you might be still on your way to it when you actually should already go to a different direction. Or even if you're fast enough, you might waste energy because of the unnecessary fast running. This relates to other suggestions in this video because it is often even better to not go to the center, but regardless of the reason, be ready when your opponent hits the shuttle, no matter whether you are at the position you want it to be or not. The badminton court is really long and really wide. So when we talk about positioning, we have these 2 dimensions and I will focus on the X coordinate first, so to say. When you position yourself in the center of the court, which I already mentioned is not always the best position, both sides, the left and the right side, are similarly far away. The problem here is that the way the shuttle needs to go to hit the floor depends on whether it is going straight or cross. In general, each straight version of a shot has a shorter distance to travel than its cross version. For you that means when your opponent is hitting a straight shot, you usually have less time to react to it than when your opponent is hitting a cross shot. Standing exactly in the middle means that you're treating both shots the same, which you should not. Instead, cover the straight side a little more. That means that when you are defending, go a little bit more to the side where you lifted to. Adjusting your position slightly, it should already be way easier to defend the straight smash. Yes, it is now more difficult to defend the cross smash, but that is a trade-off we take. Covering the straight side depends on physics. Simply said, straight comes back faster than cross. Another approach is to anticipate the shots of your opponent. For example, if you hit a proper smash, you don't expect your opponent to smash it back. How can that help us with positioning on court? Imagine the scenario when you hit a good net shot, meaning the shuttle is close to the net and your opponent has to take it from a lower position. What can your opponent do now? Well, also play a net shot, which is why you cover the front court. Instead of walking back many steps, just step back 1 step or so. If your opponent plays the net shot, you are now close to the net, so try to kill the shuttle and end the rally. Yes, your opponent can also lift the shuttle, but if your net shot was good, it is really difficult to play high lift with good length. That means that you usually can get the lift relatively easy, so there's no need to cover the backcourt in that scenario. In contrast, when your opponent plays a net shot back, you have relatively little time to react to it, which is why I recommend focusing on it more. The counterpart to the previous suggestion is when you play a block which is not close to the net. From here, a dangerous shot your opponent can play is the flat lift. If you cover the front court, your opponent might put you under a lot of pressure. Instead, I suggest that you cover the backcourt. In case of a lift, you might be able to reach the shuttle at a good height and have a good opportunity for an attacking shot. Your opponent might play to the front court, but it is actually difficult to play it with high quality. If your opponent is doing so, you should be able to reach the shuttle comfortably and potentially at a high position. Alright, short summary. These suggestions are essentially just examples of how you can position yourself on court depending on the situation. In general, you can get an advantage if you are able to assess the situation and do a good guess what your opponent is playing next. However, it is really difficult and you might guess wrong, but I think it is better to anticipate wrong from time to time than not anticipating at all. Focus on some parts of the court more than on every part of the court equally. But regardless whether you anticipate or not, it is really important to be ready to move when your opponent hits the shuttle. So folks, that's it for this video. Hopefully you had fun with it. If you have a topic you want me to make a video about, please let me know in the comments. Please consider liking this video and or subscribing to the channel. My name is Jason Cerulo. My badminton partner's name is Avi Patil, and see you in the next one.